Hey, what's up guys? This video is going to be about building a Bermuda Triangle Highlander deck. While the whole concept of playing one of each card may seem simple during the deck building process, there are some little nuances and little things you can do to make the Highlander build a bit more successful. So in this video, I'm basically going to explain the reasoning behind choosing certain cards over others that could have made it into the deck. As always, we have a few deck lists that top major Japanese tournaments to help us guide us through the building process. So without further ado, let's get right into it. To start it off, if we're talking about playing the Islander variation, we have to start with the grade 4 units. Irina, Aneska, and Lura all see play in Japanese builds. And while it's true that playing one of each is safer when it comes to getting their skills off every time, Japanese lists often plays multiple copies of them so that drawing into them in time is more consistent. Usually, both Irina and Aneska are played at 2, while Lura stays at 1 since she's a bit more situational than the other two. However, even with a total of 5 grade 4 units, the deck still wants ways to reliably draw into them in time, and this is where choosing the right grade 2 and 1 units from the huge card pool that they have comes into play. Ideally, you want to have a solid amount of draw power in the deck. This is why most topping lists plays 6 draw triggers instead of the standard 8-4-4. They also all play Broom and Toria, who both draws on hit, and Ines, who draws if you call another rearguard during the turn. As for grade 1s, Steza is really good since she can sack herself to draw 1 or 2 cards, while Aurora and Plit also see play since they can draw 1, dump 1 when their conditions are met. Finally, Foulol is used for a potential draw power and to round up the number of grade 3 units in the deck up to 6 or 7. Other than drawing, the other way to increase the percentage of drawing what you want in time is to thin the deck by using search abilities. Units like Ciel, Sonata, and Caro are all able to do that, and this is why some Japanese players likes playing 2 copies of Caro in their build. Even though it goes against the nature of the deck, 2 Carols gives you a quality deck thinning opportunity if you happen to ride her, and also increases the grade 3 unit total in the deck. As for the other important staples, each one of all the other main idols are staples in the deck for obvious reasons. Lizelot is also a staple as she's basically a free plus. In a more aggro build, playing her at 2 is also an option. However, if you do that, you'd probably have to omit on playing 2 copies of Caro for the sake of the grade 4's consistency. As for the rest of the units, I think it comes down to personal preference. Personally, since the deck doesn't get that much advantage, I feel like going the aggro route is the best option. Units like Ostina, Saria, Patel, Lati, Val, and Isabella can help push damage out during the early game, due to their ability to make huge columns on your opponent's grade 1 or grade 2 Vanguard. This early push makes late game cards like Laver and Shotia that much more difficult to guard during your grade 4 pushes. Also, a lot of the Japanese builds like splashing in defensive things that balances out that offense. Units like Rigel and Realm, which are 10k vanillas, are good for their shield value on the field. Eno can provide a decent boost without losing shield value if the Vanguard hits that turn, and Hentim, who's a vanilla 12k base, is a good beatstick and your best ride against players or decks that wants to rush or poke at you. And with all of that, we have a fully functional Bermuda Highlander build where every single card has a purpose. There are a few other viable options that could be in that deck that I left out, but I will leave the deck list of the Islander decks that topped in the description box, so you can build and see for yourself. Anyways, that's it for me today. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.